Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here. Today, you can see we're up in the Sawmill building, and it has been, when I was coming up here earlier, I was trying to figure how long it's been since we actually saw it on the mill, and it's over 3 months now. I mean, today is, you'll see it later, but this is first day of March, I believe, or last day of February, something like that. Lose track of time once you retire. But yeah, it's been Thanksgiving of 2023, we were getting the grading done and all that. And at that point, we had the sawmill parked in the barn temporarily, just to keep the head covered in there. So, I mean, you're talking nothing in December, January, February. And I want to say I moved that sawmill maybe even mid-November. So we're talking like 3.5 months. And I mean, you're not supposed to have a piece of equipment like this and it sits for that long. So it's time to get it going. But today, first part of this video, we just got to get it set up. So I think you can see, I'm going to switch sides of the camera here. This is the load side of the sawmill, and I would like to get that pushed this way a couple feet. So what we're going to do, you can probably see one log way in the back, get that guy moved. I'm going to get the sawmill pushed over a few feet, get it lined up, and then we're going to level the thing, get all the jacks down, get this thing set up, fire it up, lube it up, get it ready to go. And then this is a Friday, and Miss Carol will be home for the weekend. So we are going to get on the mill this weekend, hopefully if the weather permits, and start cutting. You can see all these holes in the walls, so it's time to start filling those in, and we need to start cutting posts and beams. So 6x6, 4x4s, probably some 3x6s, and anything left over is we're going to be cutting stickers out of it for stacking lumber. So it's kind of not cutting for, I don't want to say end-use lumber, but I mean, we're cutting stuff we know we're going to use green. You saw a few videos ago where we had that urban rescue with the sweet gum logs, so we'll probably use some of those to cut posts out of, as well as I've got a few other logs that have popped up that look like they're sawable from when we're doing firewood as well. So come along, I'm gonna get behind the camera first and just kind of give you a walk around of the sawmill before I set it up. Actually, I'll probably wait a second. I'll just do the general cleanup, get this thing moved over, and then I'll take you around the sawmill. But come along, we're gonna get this thing positioned today and get ready for the weekend. Get the sawmill running and start cutting some lumber. We subscribe to this thing called chipdrop.com where landscape tree guys they'll deliver mulch and wood chips. It can be for free, but you can donate 20 bucks, which is what I do just to try to get moved up on the list. But you know, 20 bucks for that little dump trailer of mulch, that's not bad. Perfect. Man, here we go again with the rain. But we just showed you, yeah, we got that little load of mulch. Yeah, if you're not familiar with that, check out chipdrop.com. Pretty interesting deal they have going on. All right, so rain's coming down pretty good now, but we're under roof. You saw we've got, sorry about that. I hate when I have cameras in the way. All right, so you saw we've got the Timber King 1620 fairly well squared up. I'll move that front end over a bit. And I wanted to get the log lifter centered. I got fairly close, probably 4 inches that way a little bit, give it a nudge. And now what we're gonna do is we've got 6 of these levelers. And we're gonna put some dunnage down and then get those guys lowered and level this guy up. So I hope you can hear me over the rain on this roof, but yeah, this is kind of interesting. Haven't put any levelers down yet, and just threw some levels on to see where we're at. See, we're a little bit off there, but we got, you know, more than 3/4 of a bubble in. That's side to side on the front, which, you know, it teeters a little bit anyway, so just without doing anything, that one's good to go. Very close, front to back. And then back here we are, we're level. So it's really a matter of just putting these outriggers down and getting the tires off the ground. So the concrete's pretty good, so I'm happy with that. All right, so we are ready to roll now with the Timber King. Where we left this video off, Miss Karen and I were gonna try to get up here on that Saturday, but it started raining and it was just too wet to get up here at the time, didn't want to make a mess. And then we subsequently after that went out of town for a week. And so now we're back and we're ready to go. So I'm up here by myself, but we got the Timber King. You saw me get everything set up. This morning I got everything lubed up, recheck level, got a new blade on here. We got water, we got fuel, and everything's ready to go. So what we are going to use today is the sweet gum that we picked up from Mr. Kyle a few weeks ago. You saw that in a previous video. So we're going to turn right around and put that to work. And we're going to cut 6x6 posts, or actually 5.5 by 5.5. To use for substructure within the building that we're sitting in right now, between the utility building and the sawmill shed as well. So we're just going to cut posts out of there, and then anything that we're going to cut the centers out at 5.5 each way, and then anything that's left we're going to try to create either dunnage or maybe some 3x6s that can be laminated together to use as beams over top of these, and you'll see in future videos what we end up using those for. But just trying to make bigger pieces of lumber and, you know, post and beam type stuff to use for substructure. So we're going to go with that. A couple items on this sawmill. I do have the bracket for Gary Atkinson's blade wiper. I don't have that set up. I do have a nozzle that I need to put on. So that's coming in the near future. So Gary, if you're watching this video, I hear you. It's going to get on here really quick. But we got that ready to go. And other than that, come along, we're gonna get at it. Sequence here, I'm gonna go ahead and just load and cut the first one, and then we'll back up probably on the second one, kind of show you the thought process of what I'm doing. And again, we're just trying to generate some material and go from there. Come along, we're gonna have some fun. Glad this mill's back up and running. Yeah, so here's the pile of sweet gum we had before. These are the shorter guys over here. I'm trying to stay away from those. Get started with the 12-foot 6 ones first, the longer ones. And we're trying to generate, like I said, 6x6 posts. I need 15 of them. So I'm thinking we can get, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully maybe 5 out of that one. We'll see. So that's 10, 11. We've got about, I think, 12 for sure. And just kind of see how it goes. But 12 would be a good start, and then kind of see where we have what's left with the offshoots. We may have to cut some smaller stuff and laminate it, but here we go. So I don't know how much footage I actually got yesterday. I was cutting that one branch log. I think you saw a little bit of it. I saw the camera go off a couple times, so I don't know exactly what I have or don't have. I haven't looked yet, but it kind of kicked my butt a little bit. And I know better than to try to be cutting those branch logs. They've got, you know, all the nubs on them and everything else. And I fought through it. I got one 6x6 out of that, and then actually had I got a call from an old college buddy of mine, Jason. So that was good. He stopped by, so we took a little time to catch up with that. But you should check him out. He actually has his own YouTube channel as well. It's called BBQ Smokers, and I mean, he does amazing things on his grill, as well as he does competition barbecue stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely go check him out, and I'll put his YouTube link in the comments as well, or in the description. So what we've got here is we're back to sweet gum, and we're trying to get 6x6s and 4x4s, and this is probably the best log that we have in the pile. So we're gonna jump right into it, and I'll bring you in closer. But out of this, if it looks, everything goes as planned, we're gonna try to get 5 6x6s out of this and 4 4x4s. So if this works, this is a really good haul here on this log, and we'll go from there. But I'll bring you in close now to kind of show you the game plan on it. So I don't know with the lighting how well you can see the lines, but basically we've come right in here to the pith, and we've made a 6x6 piece here, and then we've got another one above and below it, as well as left and right. So those are our 5 6x6s, and then we're going to try to get 4x4s out of each corner. So the game plan is I'll make this first cut up here, 1, and then come down here, make this cut will be number 2. We'll take this entire section off the mill. We'll flip this guy 180. Then we'll make this cut here, and then this one. And then we'll take that piece off of the mill. And then all we'll be left with is the center section, which will turn up 90 degrees. And we'll cut 1, 2, maybe 3, but at least 2, and then maybe flip it and cut 1, 2 again. And then we'll be left with these 2 ends. And we'll kind of see how this looks. This is the bigger part of the butt log here. So we may or may not even catch some of these 4x4s, or they may be shorter, but we'll see how they look once we get a peek at them. But ideally, I'll put either one or both of these ends on the mill at the same time, and probably look to cut once, twice, flip, once, twice, and then cut the ends off. At that point, we should be able to lay them all and maybe even cut 4 at a time. But we'll see how it goes once we get there. But the first focus is to get these 5 6x6s, and then see about the other 4. Come on. And before we get cutting, it is absolutely gorgeous out today here at Sunshine Acres. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt for the first time this year, where it's not chilly. I've actually got to change the shirts as well with me, so we're to that point where we'll probably start sweating a little bit, which is good. My body needs that. But like I said, it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know when the first day of actual spring is, but spring has sprung here, and we're happy about that, and it's time to get to work. Come on. Okay, so this is what we wanted. We got 4x4s, 5 6x6s. This is my first time cutting with sweet gum, but it actually looks pretty cool. You can see I got a little wave there. So I'm a little fat on these guys, a little skinny on these, on the ends. I need to do some research on that, why that blade's dipping. But after it starts making the cut, it seems to level out, so pretty happy with this. So here's all the offcuts. I cut those 16-inch pieces. I think I'll try to sell these next season just for fire pit wood, and see if we can make a go of that too. It's not real profitable, but it makes me feel good that we're using every bit of the log and trying to do that instead of just burning it. So I like that. All right, so we got these guys down here. They shouldn't be staged for long. This is down the wood yard. We got 6 6x6s so far. We just saw the 4x4s up there. So you saw our offcuts that we have for all the leftovers. So we're basically using everything out of these logs and repurpose them, whether it's building materials for us or we'll sell those offcuts just for fire pit wood and probably reduce price on that. But now it's time just to get through the pile and see how many 6x6s we can make and just go from there and just start cranking stuff out. So probably not gonna do a whole lot of filming on that. We'll catch up with you when we're done with the pile, but we're just gonna get after it at this point. All right, so that's it. Obviously not working today. I got my Braves jersey on. Got rained out yesterday right at the end. I had 2 of those sweet gum trees left. I could get 1 6x6 out of each one. And it was about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I knew rain was coming at noon. So we did the hustle, got the last 2 done, and we got a total of lucky 13. Like I said, we thought we'd get 12 for sure. I think we need 15, so we may have to generate 2 more out of something else, but we'll go from there. This is obviously a good start. First time working with sweet gum. Went really well on the saw for the most part. I did have that little dip and bow thing happen in one of the days, so I switched out to a new blade yesterday, and that seemed to kind of solve that problem. So I think I just dinged the blade I had on there, but really good looking stuff. I'm looking forward to having this inside the utility building. I think it's going to look good. And I think this is kind of motivation for the next milling project, because we've got all the short sweet gum logs left over. And after seeing how these guys look and the profile of it, I think we're going to slab those up into 2-inch live edge slabs and put those with the hackberry on that staging right behind the camera here. And I think that's going to be good stuff for maybe some personal projects for us down the road, or sell the slabs once we get them cut. But very happy with this. First time cutting big 6x6 cants, so it was kind of a learning lesson on how to move things around by myself. I did learn just kind of slow down, patiently use the equipment that you do have to move the heavy parts, and go from there. So it wasn't as productive maybe as I thought I'd be, but that's typical out here. But happy with what we got. So yeah, in addition to these 6x6s, we've got a bunch of 4x4s. I'll count those once we get up there. Oops, sorry. And that'll be good building material as well. I got a few 2x, random widths, a couple 4-inch, 6-inch, probably 1/8, just for random cuts that we'll need for subframing. So this is what we need to get done this video. Glad y'all are here. Hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast doing this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.